World leaders have gathered around the globe to discuss and deliberate on climate change, tracing it down to Africa. In Tanzania, the East African country's head of state have gathered to discuss and deliberate on the same issue, climate change. In Africa, past summit has shown that African leaders have traveled in and out of the country using the state government fund on the same issue, climate change. But what result have we gotten from previous summits? In Africa, we know Africans still battle with the issue of climate. Are we making use of the resources or the fund gotten from the global summit, or we are still on standpoint, or are we going to be taken aback? But then in Tanzania, where the East African head of state held its summit, the president of Uganda made a critical statement which has caught my attention, and I'm sure it will do same to you. Talking about integration, he gave 3 cardinal points on integration. I want you to take a look at this before we continue on this conversation.
Tanzania, His Excellency William Ruto, President of Kenya, His Excellency the President of Somalia, who is a guest here, the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Rwanda, the Vice Prime Minister of Congo, and I don't think I have left anybody. Secretary General, all the big people. Watu wote mashuhuri, tunasema mashuhuri. Now we are talking inside there, and we are reminding ourselves about the need for integration. Why integration? 3 reasons. I normally watch the TVs. They are talking about football, European clubs, I don't know what. But those clubs will not put food on your table. So I think it is important for the East Africans, especially the young people, to know why do we talk of integration. 3 reasons. Number 1, do you want prosperity or not? If you say you don't want prosperity, then no problem. But if you say you want prosperity, the question is, where will the prosperity come from? According to what we have seen, prosperity cannot come from aid from foreigners, cannot come from handouts from government. It comes from a family or a company or an individual producing a good or a service and selling it. You produce a good or a service and somebody buys it. If more people buy from you, then you become prosperous. Therefore, you cannot talk of prosperity in Africa without talking of market integration. If you want to experiment that, you go to Latin America. Latin America is richer than the United States in terms of natural resources. If you look at the rivers, the biggest river in the world, Amazon, is in South America. The forests, agricultural land, minerals, they are all there in South America. But you see the misery there in South America. So what is the problem? Part of the problem is organization. In the US, if you are in New York, you produce a product, it can sell all the way to California. You have got a market of 300 million people, more than that. So therefore, the market becomes a stimulus for wealth creation and for prosperity. That's why, therefore, we say, please, if you want to be prosperous, you better understand and fight for the integration of the African market. A country like Uganda wasted a lot of time fighting and so on, but when we settled down, we started producing. And very soon we realized that the internal market was not enough for milk, for maize, for sugar, for what. So that is the first reason, prosperity. Second reason is strategic security. How can you be secure in the world? I don't have time to go into that, but that is the second reason. The third reason is undugu. By the way, these people we are talking about, the ones we are saying you unite for the sake of their prosperity and for the sake of strategic security. Are they similar or linked? If you study carefully, you will see that all these people are linked. The Bantus, the Nilotics. Then we here in East Africa, we are lucky, we have the Swahili language. In the European Union, they have a problem. What language do they speak? Do they speak Francais? Do they speak German? Do they speak Spanola? What language do they speak? Italiano? But here we have no problem. We can all speak Swahili and there will be no controversy. So therefore, it is easy for us to unite. This is the reason why some of us, under the leadership of Marimu, for the last more than 60 years, have been struggling for the East African integration. I thank you and I wish everybody good luck.
Our wise President Museveni, for your statements. Before to continue with statements from Head of State, I would like to tell you to communicate about the outcome of the closed session, which took a time because the items was important. With regard to the application by the Federal Republic of Somalia, we have decided to admit the Federal Republic of Somalia and the Treaty of Accession will be concluded with the chair of the summit whom we have designed. 2, Nairobi process directed that the CDFs of AC and SADC meet and submit their recommendation on the way forward to the defense ministers for onwards transmission to the summit for consideration. On sustainable financing, decided on 65% equal contribution, 35% assessed contribution formula. Political confederation consultation, taken note on the consultation held in Kenya, Uganda and Burundi, and urged the Republic of Rwanda, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the United Republic of Tanzania to conclude the national consultation by 13 June 2024. For the change of bureau, the summit has decided that the Republic of Sudan will assume chairmanship of the community and the Democratic Republic of the Congo will be the rapporteur.
One notable statement that was a kind of interest to me was when the president of Uganda stated soccer, that we see soccer, yes, we all know football is a source of integration for all African countries, but then he said soccer only puts food on your table. But is that true? I want you to drop your statement on the comment section. The president of Uganda is saying that football won't even put a food on your table. But he said prosperity, security, and others he mentioned are the cardinal way to enjoy national integration. Still on the East African Countries Summit, there was a handing over to the president of Somalia, who is going to take charge of the next summit happening 2024. My name is Patience Obot. I implore you to drop your comment on the same topic, climate change. African leaders, do you think it's still necessary for us to keep having summit on this climate change? Are we having the impact of climate change, or this is just a waste of resources? I guess this should be another topic of discussion. Like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Twitter handle, and other social media handles. Voicetv Nigeria. I am Patience Obot.